Record. Oh, there we go. Thank you, sir. Whoever did that, thank you so much. Good evening and welcome to our Elite Synergy System call. My name is Shar. I'm going to be your hostess here for a moment, and I have the privilege and honor to introduce to you tonight. We have two powerhouses here that are going to be pouring into you. Please take a moment, get your pen and paper out, and be ready to rock and roll. I call our first guest speaker here tonight. Oh, man. Met him just a handful of years ago, but has felt like family from the beginning. And so that's exactly what I call him. His name is family to me. Some of you might know him as Bradshaw, and his full name is Mr. Ben Bradshaw from Maryland, DC, Virginia, DMV, the DMV, right? DC, Virginia, Maryland area. Sports fan, incredible husband, great dad. He's a girl dad and passionate about helping people have their freedom of choice in every area of their life. And he's going to kick off this call here tonight as we come back out of playbook, ready to rock and roll and launch into 2025. Bradshaw, did you make the call?
I sure did. Can you hear me okay?
I got you, man. Take it away.
Sure. Thank you so much. You're the best. And I definitely appreciate all that you do for us and for our community. And so it's so nice to see everyone again. Obviously, we were just together in Dallas, and it was so absolutely incredible to be with you guys. And, every 90 days, I don't feel like is enough time. And actually, today literally starts, it makes 100 days until our next event, which is pretty crazy. So pretty awesome stuff. And as I look in the chat, I see so many awesome people that I got the pleasure of hanging out with this past weekend. And, I just love it. I absolutely love it. Seems like family to me, no matter where we are, you can drop us off anywhere on this green earth and, God's green earth. And, we figure it out together, don't we? So, but it's absolutely a pleasure to be with you guys tonight. I actually just got off of my plane late this afternoon here in Maryland, and it was 20 degrees, which is freezing. I was trying to think of something like nice to say about it, but I got nothing. It's 20 degrees. And so I was like, ooh. But anyway, I got to hang out with my family, my daughters and my wife. My wife came home yesterday, and my daughters were so excited. They came out and bum rushed me with hugs today. So it just was so amazing. And, but the calls have been coming in. The excitement's at an all-time high. I don't know if you could just feel it, right? But like at this convention, it was just different. And it wasn't necessarily any of the announcements per se, because I don't feel like we need announcements. But I can tell you that everyone was on the same page. The leadership is intact. Just everything that's coming down the pike right now is just unbelievable. It's incredible. And there's never been a better time for you to build your Viago business. I mean, we're literally like still just maybe like a month old, which is mind-boggling to me. It's pretty awesome to do this together with you guys. And so real quick, I'd be remiss if I don't introduce myself. My name is Ben Bradshaw, Diamond Agents, my wife and I from, yes, the DMV. And before Viago, actually, before this beautiful industry, I worked as an account executive and a mortgage lender. I did wholesale. Loved it. Unfortunately, the market goes up and down, and so did my income. My wife worked at the Naval Academy, so she was doing sports marketing and for sure outworking her salary. And growing up in this area, we met people that had a lot of time and zero money. They were unhappy. We met people that had a lot of money and zero time, and they were unhappy too. And it wasn't until we got involved in this industry and we got around people in Viago that had both time and money, and that's what we were attracted to. First we were literally just looking for an extra, few $100s a month to help make ends meet. And one of my great friends and mentors, Dominic Curry, said that ends are ends, and we're never actually supposed to meet. And which is pretty, I was like, oh, that sounds really good, kind of true. But so anyway, when we saw this industry, I was like, man, this is just absolutely amazing. This is incredible. And we got introduced to Viago, and we saw the direction. We bought all into the leadership, the community. We bought into, just living life on our terms, right? And the world is our playground. And we wanted to take our children to travel the world with people that, build community with people like you, where, we didn't have the world's problems, we had the world's solutions. And so I can tell you guys we are heating up and things are going nuts right now. So let me share my screen and I'm going to show you guys some stuff. And literally, I am going to yeah, share my screen. So let me see where I am here. Share sound. Boom. Okay, good. So, okay. Can you guys see my screen? Okay. Someone give me a thumbs up. Boom, boom, boom.
We,
We have a thumbs up.
we got you.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. All right. So now we need to view this as full page. Mm. Give me 1 second, everyone. Play from that. There we go. Awesome. Okay, cool. So Elite Synergy System, that's kind of like our catch-all for the company, right? We have many different teams within our community of Viago, but this is like a catch-all where you can come here to Elite Synergy System, to our actual website, elitesynergysystem.com, and you can find so much different stuff. You can, literally find out how you want to get started. You can find out about getting connected. Our Inner Circle, which is our own proprietary app where everything is archived in there, that you want to find out, whether it's trainings, whether it's just topics that leaders want to talk about to help pour into our community. It's pretty awesome. You can go to viagoinnercircle.com to find out more about that. Quick coaching, training, presentations, documents, and events. It's all in there. It's a one-stop shop. But if you go to our presentations portion of our elitesynergysystem.com website, there's some new material in there, specifically Spanish. If you click under Mexico, you're going to find that the video that our president Eddie Head did on our membership is actually now in Spanish, which is pretty cool. So we just got that done today, and my amazing wife uploaded it on the website. So that is finito. So again, Viago Inner Circle, that is, where literally it's a how-to library. You get past trainings, recordings, archives from the event, from Playbook, like this weekend. There's new content weekly, new drops. There's so many different things. You get access to VIP stuff all the time as well, just for being in the Inner Circle. So definitely check that out. There's a excuse me, 30-day free trial on there, and it's just $20 a month. Okay. So we have our triple play. Okay. Our triple play is literally just Mo money. Okay. So it's going to be obviously January. You can see how do you hit this? Well, it's the top enrollments, right? For the company, the top 10, you're going to get, just cash. You're going to get VIP tickets to our next event. But you can see here, the top 10, my buddy Gabor from Europe is number 1, which is not surprising. He's amazing. But I see some other familiar names on here as well. But literally, if you were to sponsor 10 people and you won the actual contest as number 1, you would make $3,000. If you sponsored 20 people and you won the contest, you would make $6,000. If you sponsored 30 people, you would make $9,000, which is pretty cool. So it's pretty awesome stuff. And it's just an amazing, amazing way just to earn so much money just for doing what you're going to do anyway. So this is going to go through the end of January, and anyone can win. All right. So as for Playbook, Playbook just happened, and we got Playbook in Dubai coming up. So you can go to viagoevents.com if you are planning on attending our escape out in Dubai that's coming up in March for Playbook there with the one and only Jesse McPherson and Eric Grisbowski as well. So it's going to be pretty awesome stuff. I know a bunch of people that are heading out there. We have our regional training events, our RTEs, and this is, 10 hours of power, if you will. March 8th coming up. So you see we have Akron on the list. I'll be in Atlanta with Captain Roy Woods, Bloomington. We have Chicago, Concord, which is Charlotte, the DMV. Obviously, Angie Cuff and Dominic Curry are going to be holding it down in my hometown. We have Newark. We also have Oklahoma City, and Wichita obviously is going to plug in there. Phoenix, San Antonio, and Tampa. So if you're anywhere within the vicinity, this is where you want to go. Definitely to obviously sharpen your axe before you swing on the tree. So there's a special promo price. Okay, this ends Sunday at 11:59 Pacific Standard Time. And then we have Amplify. So our Amplify video, and which I don't believe sound will play for technical difficulties, but we can get this out to you guys. But we're going to be going to Atlanta. It's going to be amazing. All right. So May 2nd to 4th, this is literally where you guys want to head for our next convention. And we extended our deadline. So we have a package available that is going to include your RTE training tickets for you to take advantage of, because we want to make sure you're there. We want to make sure you have new ambassadors there. I mean, this is a business. Obviously, you want to grow your business. So, make sure that you get your bundle to be able to participate with this. So this special event bundle, we did it at convention, and it was a convention only bundle. And then we extended it just through the end of the weekend. So 2 regional training tickets. Okay. You get 2 free, right? 2 general admission tickets, and then you get 2 general admission for free. So you get literally all of this happiness for $496, which is nuts. Like I would pay that for one of like my own personal ticket. But obviously you want to, this is a way for you to not just participate, but to grow your business. And, I mean, some people say, well, maybe I'm brand new and I just got started. If that's the case, congratulations. But how many people are you going to have with you that's going to be plugging into our Amplify and our RTE training events, right? Because that's how you grow your business, right? The attitude comes before the paycheck. And you got to start thinking about who you're going to expose now to our business, who you're going to share Viago with now, that's going to start sharing Viago with as well, because you don't want to wait, all right? And so lastly, we have our leaving playbook, 2025 run to amplify. We have our goals. Okay, so this is a goal sheet that if you were in playbook, this is something that you want to set and you want to make sure that you fill out so you can figure out what's it going to take. Why are you here? What do you want to do? Like what's the level of your goals, right? And so, you can obviously write this down. I encourage you to share it with your support team, Sapphire and Diamond as well. Okay. And you can email to elitesynergysystem.com. And because what are, goals without, having, deadlines, and without having them drawn out are simply dreams, right? And, most of us are still working on our resolutions, although Quitters Day, National Quitters Day, was January 10th. So if you're still fighting for your New Year's resolutions, and I know you are, congratulations on that. But make sure you fill this out so you can inspect what you expect. And there's 2 things that we do. We either adjust the goal, right? Or we adjust the time frame. Okay. And but I believe in you and I know you can get that done. We also need your feedback for our playbook event survey that's going to be coming soon. So, because we always want to grow, we always want to learn how we can get better. And it's only going to come based off the feedback coming from the field, from you. So, look out on our Elite Synergy Facebook page and our group there for our feedback form. And I know Lauren's going to have it here soon. So, it will be pretty amazing. Okay. And then we have our triple play promotion, like I just said, and we have our double cycles as well. But I'm going to get into that. Let me share this other PowerPoint, and I hope you guys are doing amazing. I can't actually look into the chats, otherwise I would be talking to everyone. But let me share this other PowerPoint, and then we'll get to our speaker, our guest speaker. So, okay, cool. So let's talk a little bit about playbook. And these are Eddie's slides, our president Eddie Head, all right, from Playbook, which is pretty awesome. I was so excited for that, and to be able to get my hands on these. But let me see, enter full screen. There we go. So, and I started this page because there was a bunch of slides, but I want to get to the important stuff. So we have updates on our binary, our wallet, our reporting, our promos, and our Get Six, right? And so let me go through some of this. So you're going to see in your back office, your viagodirect.com back office, where when you have active people that are on a membership, whether they're old or new, it doesn't matter because we have a promotion where if you get 6 people on a membership, your actual membership is free. This is the main driver that I believe in our comp plan. So get six, get six, get six. How fast can you get 6 people to be a part of Club Viago? And so this is going to show directly on your main page when you log in, and it's going to keep track all the time. Now, if you have 10 people, or maybe you have 15 or 20 people, right? Because we know some people that are just not going to stop at 6, they're going to keep growing their business. And so, but it's always going to track to 6, and then it'll show the total that you have. But the driver 6. So how fast can you get 6 people in Club Viago? Right away, right? So, we have some promos that are ending, like a launch pack where 450 is 2 points. Our standard pack is 199 for 1 point, and all double cycles. Like people took crazy advantage of that, but obviously we're keeping everything, so it's not ending. And so we have something for everything. We introduced a brand new package, and these will be on your websites, right? We have this recorded, so if you need to go back and check, for anything that you may have missed, maybe I'm talking too fast or whatever it might be, you can always do that as well. But we have our Club Viago Plus package for 250. Okay. It actually includes 300 Viago points that you can use within our ecosystem. It actually pays the sponsor a $60 direct bonus, which in my opinion is amazing. So if you went out and signed up 10 people today or this week, you'd make a $600 direct bonus. That's pretty awesome. It pays a $25 Sapphire bonus as well. And then it's a weekly point in the binary and a 1 point for the squared bonus as well, which is pretty awesome. So this is a great package. It's a great package. Now for me, right? I'm always leading with the 450 package is the best value we have. I'll let someone come in at 250. I will let them come in at 199 as well, which is a half a point. But I'm always, always, always driving 450 because of the value, right? The 600 Viago points, the 100 direct bonus, the $50 Sapphire bonus, right? Because why would you not? It's the best value we have. So it's time to mash the gas, as Eddie says. It's time to get after it. And, I mean, there's no better time than the present. That's why that's a gift. And, so it's time for us to go hard. Now, the cycles. Cycles typically were 5 points on your left, 5 points on your right from new signups and product sales, right? In our binary, okay? And the promotion was paying $100 per cycle, which is pretty insane because typically they're $50 a cycle. And so I knew Eddie had lost his mind when he announced that. I was so grateful for it because people were taking advantage of it like never before. However, they were paying out like 200% of their pre-launch revenue back into the comp plan, and it's pretty crazy. So we're gonna do more. So instead of cycles at 5 points left, 5 points right, they're gonna be just 4 points left and 4 points right. So like if the company couldn't just continue to give and give and give and give and give and give, I don't know like what else they could do. But again, it's time to master gas because through February with Viago, it's going to be simple. You sign up 2 packages on your left team, right? So you have 4 points because each package is 2 points. 4 packages on your right team, right? Because each package is 2 points. That's a $100 binary match, which is insane just from 4 packages. So I don't know how anyone would not take advantage of that because, I mean, the time is now more than ever before to just go crazy with it. And I know so many of us are going to take advantage. If you're going to take advantage of that promotion, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat thread. Let me see some ones coming through and we will make it happen. Okay. So let me share this next screen and then we'll get to my man 50 grand. So here's some of the next happiness slides that are coming through. Can you guys see this screen okay?
I got a screen that's black that says end of slideshow.
That makes sense. All right. Let me know now. Shar, is that good?
Yep, I got Viago.
Perfecto. Okay, cool. All right, so let me slide through this. IRL means in real life, right? So happiness and fulfillment. I'm gonna just let me see if I can skip through some of these slides here because I want to make sure we get to my man Josh really quick. see. Boom, 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 boom. Next level. All right. Let's talk about this. Here we go. So, getaways are back. Getaways are back. So, actually, new cruise getaways. Okay. Take a look here. Port fees and taxes are included. Like, look at this price here for cruises. Just so you guys know, the cruise line industry is going nuts. We didn't want to exclude them from our actual our program, but we had to figure out a way to make it work so it was financially beneficial to be able to do it and but still offer insane value to our community. So here's the new cruise getaways. You guys can see 4 nights. I mean, just an insane value. And again, port fees and taxes are included here. Okay. But so you can see Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, and Princess, right? And here's the only caveat you can see at the bottom, because like this program is on the skin of its teeth with everything we were able to get for our community. You must be able to read, speak, and understand English. They won't have translators, obviously, as they go to these different areas. So that's the only caveat, and but a pretty insane deal. And then we have new getaways as well. So take a look here, new getaways for for our program as well, to include like Mayan Riviera, Puerto Vallarta, Nuevo Vallarta, Acapulco. Actually, Lauren and I were just talking about going to St. Lucia or St. Martin. But look at this; these are brand new getaways, and so this includes 2 children, 2 adults. So pretty phenomenal, pretty phenomenal. And so more improvements. You're going to be able to track members in the binary as well, which is cool with the placement tree. So obviously the website is just getting more and more and more updates, which I'm so thankful for the team because they're working around the clock. Our Viago Pay cards are going to be live this week where you can order them and you can use them as well. And so whenever you use your Viago Pay card for everything in our ecosystem, out and about in your daily life, you're going to earn 10% back in Viago rewards as well, which is pretty crazy. Hey, Shar, if you wouldn't mind letting some people in the waiting room into the room, that'd be awesome, please. So, what is next? Reporting is going to update. Cycle tracking or tracking your squared bonus tracking is going to be updated. Get six tracking is going to be updated. Obviously, that's a lot. So, but I mean, here's the thing: we have double cycles, right? We have the new plus pack. We have 4 points left, 4 points right for $100 cycle. That's crazy. And then we have that triple play as well. There's so much money on the table, but obviously Eddie wants to do more, right? And so there's a brand new Blue Diamond trip that's going to be announced. And so the qualifications are for this year to be able to go on the Blue Diamond trip. And I'm just telling you guys, like I've gone on diamond trips in the past with companies that obviously Isaac was able to put together, and there's nothing like them. So you want to make sure that you are qualified 2025 for Blue Diamond. Blue Diamond is 500, active people left, 500 active people right that are on Club Viago Plus. And so obviously anyone can do it. And, I believe that you guys will. So there's just so much to do. It's time to mash the gas. And with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to our next speaker, who is absolutely incredible. And, so I had the pleasure of sharing, the stage with him this weekend. And, him and his lovely wife are just two of the most incredible people that we've met. We've been able to travel with as well. I was just actually down in Tampa visiting a friend, and, him and his wife found out that I was in town, and we all got together and just hung out and broke bread, and were able to spend the day together with their 3 amazing boys, the V Bros as their nickname. And I'm just I love this couple because of their heart. They're just amazing people. They love to serve the community, but make no mistake, they know how this business is done. Just a couple months ago, they put 30 plus personals in the system in 1 month, and took advantage of that triple play. And I can tell you guys, he led a training this weekend on inviting that he's going to share now. And then we have some happiness that we're going to put together for you guys. So please make sure you have a pen and paper ready to take some notes. You're not going to want to miss what Josh has to say. And make sure you stick around to the end as well. And so, with that being said, my man, 50 grand, Josh Valentine, are you on with us?
Hey, what's going on, Ben? Thanks for having me, brother. Really appreciate it. What's going on, family? How y'all doing? Hope everybody
I
is doing
can't.
well. Let me
The
know if you can
volume is
hear
not
me.
up.
Drop a Y if you can hear me. Are you able to hear me, Ben? Okay, looks like
Absolutely.
everybody else is able to hear me. Perfect.
Perfect. There
Loud
you
and
go.
clear.
Perfect. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, great evening, great morning, great afternoon, depending on where in the world you are tuning in from. I am super excited to kick off tonight's training and have a lot of value for you guys. And man, to think that we have 100 days until the next national event, I'm super fired up. And for those of you who were in attendance, drop a comment. Let us know if you got value from the training this past weekend. And if you got some value, I'm just imagine what the next training is going to be like. So we're really excited. Make sure you get registered for those RTEs. Now, I noticed that when I gave my talk was about the launch mentality. And it was all about what my wife and I did to launch Viago. When we got into Viago, we came in with a certain mentality, a certain mindset. I spoke about the owner's mindset and what that actually looks like when you take your business into your own hands. We actually went right into a 90-day run that technically isn't over until this month is out. So my recommendation, like I mentioned on my talk, when you launch, you don't launch at 20%, you don't launch at 40%, you don't even launch at 80%. You are full throttle, 100%. And my recommendation for those of you who really want to win at a very high level with this business is to launch at 100%. Not next week, not on the 1st of next month. Launch tomorrow, if not tonight. We actually have a presentation starting right now with Muzaffar as well, an overview, if I'm not mistaken. But you guys want to launch full throttle. And I'm going to show you exactly how we went about that process when my wife and I made that decision. We put in about 40 people in about 40 days when we launched. And we went all out. And we actually hit the #1 spot on the triple play bonus. We hit in our first 3 days of launching, we only had 3 days to close out the month of October. And within those first 3 days, we ended up landing #4 on the Billboard. And the following month, we ended up landing #1 on the Billboard and earned a $6,000 extra commission on top of all the bonuses that we earned for that month as well. So I wanted to share some things that I didn't get to cover on my talk that some of you guys are probably wondering about. So, for those of you who know, my wife and I, we went all in. We told our kids that we were going to be #1. We told you guys what we were going to do. We basically burned all the boats. We wanted to let it be known because the human experience is we do far more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure. And we understood that if we made a public declaration, the pain of being humbled in a major way was what was driving us. And of course, you had the financial incentives and all these different things. So I want to kind of go over a little bit in terms of what I actually what did I say to people when I reached out? I'm not sure how many of you were wondering, but some of you are probably like, Josh, what exactly did you tell all of these people that you reached out to? Like, what was the invite? What did that actually look like for you? And before I do that, there was something that I didn't get to cover, and that was on the color close. So for those of you who are familiar with the colors, the reds, I kind of summarized it for you guys and mentioned how red personality types want to take over the world. Then you have the yellows who want to save the world, the blues who want to party around the world, and the greens who want to know how the world works. Okay, so we all fall within one of these 4 personality types, if not 2 of them. And the cool thing about it is you can actually close your prospects with the color close. So I mentioned that if someone is a yellow personality type, the way that I close, instead of asking them, are they ready to get started? The way that I close is, are you ready to change the world? Are you ready to change lives? Right? That's a yellow type of close. If it's a blue, then I'll say something like, you ready to join us on the beaches of the world or what? Right? And I'll close like that. If it's a red personality type, I'll say something along the lines of, you ready to make this money or what? And that's how I close, instead of asking directly, are you ready to get started? Now, the part that I didn't mention is for the green personality types, those personality types they'd rather you keep it real. Green personalities, you can just shoot it to them straight. So for them, ask, are you ready to get started? So I just wanted to clarify that because so many people were coming up to me afterwards like, how do you close the greens? For the greens, that's when I actually use, are you ready to get started? Now you can ask anyone, are you ready to get started? This is for those of you who it may feel a little bit more natural for you to talk to your friends and say, hey, you ready to make this money? Or hey, you ready to join us on the beaches of the world? As opposed to directly asking them, are you ready to get started? They're pretty much all asking the same thing. I always get an answer, but the most important thing when you're closing people is to always ask for the sale. You have to ask for the sale. The number one reason why people don't get started is because they're simply never asked. So as we move forward with that, I wanted to stress just inviting in general. What exactly am I saying to people? I'm sure some of you are probably wondering, like, okay, Josh, what does the message look like? So the other week, I shared with you guys like my inbox. If you go on my Facebook inbox, these are all messages that I sent. To kickstart the new year, I basically, let's see who we have here. I'd reach out to, let's say, Sarita, and I say, Happy New Year, Sarita. How's everything on your end? Happy New Year, Tim. How's everything on your end? Happy New Year, Jackie. How's everything on your end? And I'm waiting to get a response. Now, I did this with hundreds of people, like from on my Facebook, go through people who are looking at your stories. So if you post the stories on your social media, go on that stories and see who's actually looking at your content. Those are typically the very best people to start out with. You can also look at people who are liking your posts, commenting on your posts. These are also really good people to reach out to. You can go through the last 50 people that you sent a text message to, the last 50 people that you sent a direct message to. These are all really great people to add on your list. Okay, now you want to physically write a list. I find that most people go wrong because they without physically writing a list. I wish I had a piece of paper here, but you want to get that list on a paper, pen and paper, write it down and put it somewhere where you can see it every single day. If you have not written a list, physically written a list, you have not started your business. Now, it took me, I'm almost embarrassed to say this, it took me almost 5+ years to get to a point where I started to build my business with a physical list. And one thing that I can assure you is that when you look at your list, it just gives you so much more confidence when you're building this business. It's like a gold mine. You have this list that's a valuable asset. Understand that that is not just a list. Your hopes, your dreams, your children's futures, generational wealth is in that list. That is not just a list of prospects. There are lives that are going to be changed by you going through all of those people on that list. So I want you guys tonight to create your list for this next 90-day run that you are about to embark on, because that list is your valuable asset that you have in your business. That's your list of potential customers. That's your list of business partners. And you have to treat this thing like a business, and you have to inspect what you expect. So the way that I go about my list is I write out all the people that I want to reach out to. So if you want to go big with this business, then you're going to want to put in 30 personals fast. You see, my wife and I, what took us almost 5 years to do, we did in 5 weeks, because we said, you know what? It's going to suck. We don't like being rejected just as much as you don't like being rejected. But the difference is we would rather suffer fast. We're just like, let's get it over with. If we're going to suffer anyway, let's suffer fast. Why prolong the suffering? In Japanese tradition, there's something, back in the day, they had the death by 1,000 cuts. They would cut their enemy 1,000 times and have them bleed to death. And it was a process that was slow and it was agonizing. And too many of you are dying the death of 1,000 cuts. You are just taking the slow path, and slow sucks. Fast is fun. So you want a sonic boom. You want to go super fast in this business. Don't just play around with this thing. Launching is so much more fun, because what happens is you're not even noticing the noise. I can tell you right now, in the last 90 days, I don't know if people quit. I don't hear the noise of people complaining on my team. I don't hear the noise of, this isn't working or that. Like, we're just moving so damn fast that we don't even hear the naysayers. We don't care what other people are saying. We don't care about the opinions of other people. Like, they're out there spectating and we're out here traveling on the beaches of the world schooling our kids. We could, I don't want to get too spicy here, but you guys catch my drift. Like, we really don't care about what other people have to say about, oh, they're doing a pyramid scheme. Who cares? You don't have my lifestyle. You're not qualified to talk about what it is that we do here. If you don't have the freedom that I have, if you don't have the ability to do what you want, when you want, how you want, for as long as you want, if you're out there building someone else's dreams, but you have an opinion about what I'm doing here, you're simply not qualified to talk about what it is that I do, or to even have an opinion about what it is that I do. You have to have posture. Posture up. This is the time. You have to launch your business business and posture up. Silence the noise. It doesn't matter what people are saying, your family, your friends, your broke brother-in-law, who gives a damn? Just move so damn fast that you do not hear the noise. That is what the sonic boom mentality is all about. Moving so fast where you don't even hear your own self, all of your limiting beliefs, all of the internal chatter, that inner me that is telling you that you're not enough, that is telling you that people aren't going to follow you, that is telling you maybe this network marketing thing isn't for me. That inner me, I can assure you, when you move fast enough, you don't even hear your own self talking to you with all of these limiting beliefs. So I just want you guys to understand this launch mentality, because that's really what it is. Success is 80% mindset, 20% mechanics. So as we move forward, I just want to go into what an inviting session actually looks like. So you have to get yourself in a peak state. I like to do my inviting sessions in 25-minute increments. There's a productivity hack called the Pomodoro. The Pomodoro, the way it works is you get into a flow state, 25 minutes. Just eliminate all distractions, engineer your environment, put yourself in a winner's world. Make sure that you're not answering any text messages. Delete your Facebook app if you have to. You don't even need the damn Facebook app. You just need Messenger to reach out to your people. All you need is the Messenger app. So if you have to delete your Facebook just so that you can be focused, then do that. But make sure that you eliminate all distractions, because every single distraction can knock you out of your flow state for up to 15 minutes. So my recommendation is to find out just 1 hour of the day that you can be fully locked in, fully focused on just your inviting, you and your list. Sit down with your list. Sometimes the hardest part is just showing up. If you can just show up, I can assure you that you're going to be a lot more likely to actually reach out to your prospects. Another thing is play some music in the backdrop if you have to. Engineer your environment so that it's most conducive for you reaching out to your prospects. Get yourself amped up. Go to a coffee shop if you have to and send out those messages. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be the mindset that helps you take your business to the next level. Every single day you rest your head at night, you should be asking yourself, am I proud of myself for the work that I put in today? You want to go to bed proud of yourself every single day. And that was the mentality that my wife and I had. We wanted to go to bed genuinely proud that we actually followed through on our numbers. Now, a confused mind does nothing. You can't hit a target that you can't see. So this is the power of actually knowing the amount of people that you are going to be reaching out to today. So we're going to be doing a challenge, guys, for you guys. That this challenge is going to be a challenge where it's 100 reach out challenge. Okay, so this is the idea, and don't say that you're in until you hear what the challenge actually entails. Okay, and so we're gonna address that really quick. But before we do that, I wanted Ben to just come up really quick, because Ben also is a beast. You know, Ben and his wife, Lauren, they were also on the top 10 when we were on the top 10 as well. And Ben launched his business also. And Ben, if you don't mind sharing what exactly the invite looked like for you, like when you were inviting your prospects to see the information, what did it look like for you? So my message, for example, was, you know, hey, Ben, Happy New Year, brother. How's everything going on? And what I do oftentimes is I may even like and comment on some of your posts. That way, you know it's not a spam, because a lot of people, they haven't heard from you since Clinton was in office. So it's like they're kind of like weirded out. Like, why are you reaching out to me so random? You know, they're wondering. So they may think it's a spam. So like or comment. Also check their profile. Make sure there's no tragedy that just happened to them, or make sure it's not their birthday, because sometimes you reach out to people and then it's weird because you didn't even realize that it was their birthday. And you didn't even say happy birthday. So that's also something to consider. But I just want to mention this, Ben, before I kind of pick your brain on this. You know, when I reach out to people, after I send them that initial message, I send voice notes. So I'll say, Ben, hey, Ben, what's going on, brother? I wanted to send you a voice note just so you know that it's actually me reaching out to you. I'm not sure what you're up to these days, brother. You know, I've always known you to be a go-getter, a hustler, and I actually launched a new business a couple of months ago. I would love to run it by you. You know, I'm not sure if you're open to it, but if you are, you know, would love to share with you what I have going on. Worst case scenario, you may know somebody who can benefit from it. That's a big, big part, because remember, people don't like to be rejected, but they also don't like rejecting people. Right? People don't like rejecting people. So many times, if you say a business or you say you're launching something, they may kind of get freaked out by that, like, oh, I don't have no money to invest. I don't have any time, not realizing that our business isn't very expensive. Our business doesn't necessarily require 20 or 30-hour work weeks. So you want to kind of smash that feeling as if, man, I don't want to let them down by telling them no. So that's why I take it away by saying, hey, worst case scenario, you may know somebody who can benefit from it, right? And I send voice notes because I like to humanize my selling tactics, and that always has worked for me. But Ben, I wanted to kind of hear your insight as to, what has worked for you on your launch. When you put in those people that for the month of November, especially, what did that look like for you?
Yeah, so I mean, one thing for sure, definitely voice notes, absolutely voice notes. People need to hear your excitement, your enthusiasm, not necessarily your knowledge, right? Because it's an invitation on the text message or the social media message. It's not a presentation, right? Because they didn't give you permission. They didn't ask you for the information. And so if you just spam them, it's like hunting, it's not fishing. And we have the bait, which is Viago. So we're just trying to reel them in, right? So same invitation as you, brother. I tell them, hey, Josh, look, man, I always compliment them. I'm like, man, I just stalked you on social media, so I'm loving on their stuff just like you, same thing. And, just because I'm trying to reconnect with them before I reconnect with them. And so I think it's very important. And then I just tell them, hey, I'm working on this business project. I think you'd be all over it. It's about to launch and hit this area like a bomb. And if you know anything about what I've done in the past, you don't want to miss this one because inevitably I run across people that come back to me later and say, I wish I got started when you did. And I'm giving the same opportunity right now.
Absolutely. No, I love that. And what do you say when someone asks, well, what is it, Ben?
Yep. So I say it's marketing and promotion, but obviously we should hop on Zoom because I can go through the details. A voice text isn't going to do it.
For sure, for sure. And the one thing I want you guys to understand is there's 1,000 ways to score a goal here, right?
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily have to say it's marketing and promotion. That's Ben's style. Like for me, I'll just straight up tell them, like, I'm going to show you everything on this webinar that I'm, inviting them to. So I'll say, hey, we're actually having a webinar. One of my business partners is going to be doing a webinar at 9:30 talking about our recent launch. And you'll be able to hear, everything on that webinar. It's about 45 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever it is. And
Yep.
or if you're doing a push play video, you can find out what their availability is. So I like to make it easy for my people. So if they say, 4:30 is the very best time, then I'm going to set up a push play at 4:30. And this is the thing, amateurs text, professionals call. I've never seen anybody make a $500 purchase without jumping on the phone.
Yeah.
Like no one
So true.
texts their way to a close. You actually have to speak to these people.
Yep.
So I always open up the opportunity for them to jump on a call with me. So you can share the information. Many times I even jump on a call with them before I send the video. And I let them know like, hey, this is a company that I'm really excited about. The people that I collaborated with are, people that helped grow $1 billion company in the past. And, we're super excited with what we have going on. And as I was in a situation where I wanted more time freedom and working this job is not providing. It's called the 3-step setup. So you let people know your why exactly it is that you're doing this, and let them know that it's a big deal and that you're all in. And then you have the takeaway, right? Sometimes I'll say things like, it may or may not be for you, but it's definitely worth checking out. Worst case scenario, you may know somebody who can potentially benefit from it. And you keep it at that. And guys, it's super organic. It's like, it's not cringe or anything like that. And my recommendation, though, is this. Once you write out your list, so the 100 reach out challenge, this is essentially the way it's going to work. From now till the 1st of this month, we have 10 days to close out this month. And what we're going to do is reach out to 100 people in 10 days. This is not showing 100 people because you can't control who is willing to take a look. But one thing you always have control over is how many people you personally reach out to. You always have control over that. Now, you have to also have this owner mentality and you have to respect the numbers. You see, at my talk, I spoke about how amateurs get emotionally involved in this business. You have to tune out the emotions, because when the emotions are high, logic is low, and your emotions are going to get the best of you. So my recommendation is to put the blinders on. Make it a mission to reach out to 100 people over the next 10 days. That's an average of about 10 people a day. Go on your social media, A through Z. Go on your phone book, A through Z, and I can assure you, you'll find more than enough people on there. Okay, so tonight, the job is for you guys to write out a list. We want to launch you into the next 90 days or 100 days leading into our next event. Okay, so we're going to kind of try this out for the first time in Viago's history, of course. We just launched, so it's the first time we're ever experimenting with this. But for the first 10 days, now that we're all back acclimated at home, most of us, we're going to launch you guys into like a 90-day run. Okay, so your job is to write out your list tonight, the 100 people that you're going to reach out to. Then for the next 10 days, you want to reach out to a minimum of 10 people a day. If you reach out to 10 people a day, you're going to meet your target. Now, why is it important to know that it's 10 people a day? For the simple fact that you have to give your brain direction. It has to know exactly what the target is. And think about this. Ben, how long does it take to reach out to 10 people? Like how many minutes would that take you to send out those initial text messages?
I mean, honestly, like literally 30 seconds. I usually
Exactly.
copy and paste the same thing.
Exactly.
I switched the name, so it's pretty simple.
Same here.
Yeah.
We copy and paste the same message and just change the name. Always make sure you have their name in there, though. Super important.
Yeah, listen, it would be worth it to double check that. So,
Yeah.
you know, because if you contacted me and said, Josh, what's up, bro? You know, it's just not gonna work out. So
Absolutely. So this is the goal, right? And don't commit. We're not going to get your commitment yet, but we want to see if you guys have a full understanding of how this thing works. And I'm going to be doing it too. Ben is going to be doing it too. We're also going into our next 90-day run. So this is going to be a great way to just launch your business. And again, 100 reach outs. Now, my recommendation, because what tends to happen is if you reach out to too many people and now you're inundated with everybody responding, do not keep reaching out to people until you clear your inbox.
Yep.
So every single day, what I do is right before noon, I make sure that I clear my inbox for all the messages that I sent out the day prior. Okay, so if you have 25 pending messages, do not keep sending more messages out. You clear your inbox and you want to invite them to the nightly presentation or the daily presentation. We have tons of presentations happening throughout the course of the day. Ben, are there any presentations that you recommend that people lead their prospects to? Or a push play, like what do you suggest?
well, I for sure know that Matt Morris is doing one tomorrow at noon time Eastern. So we can get that in the Elite Synergy Facebook group. Obviously, you have viagovideo.com, which is a nice, easy website to send people to. I would suggest watching that with them on Zoom because when you send someone something and you don't set an appointment, they typically, you know, will ghost you. So, you know,
Absolutely.
yeah, yep. So set the
Yeah.
appointment as if you were right there with them. And one thing that I always do to help kind of put the numbers in my favor, if I was talking to Josh, I'd say, hey, Josh, I don't have any expectations other than you are going to show up and do what you say you're going to do. I know you're a man of your word, but I hate to even ask, but I just don't want to lose the time. So I'm sure you're going to show up. Yes?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Of course.
So I always end my invitation conversations with that.
Definitely. I love that. And for those of you who are doing push plays, my recommendation is do not send a push play until they can actually watch it right then and there. So you find out, hey, what time are you going to be free? Right? I'm going to send you a video that breaks everything down. They'll say 3:30 and I say, okay, I'm going to send you the video at 3:30. That way I can set aside some time to answer any questions that you may have. You have to treat this like a billion-dollar business. You see, if this was a billion-dollar business, you're not just going to send someone a link. You're going to go about it in a professional manner. Remember, you're not going to close somebody until you actually jump on a call with them. So you want to send them the video when they can actually watch it. And here's the thing. Some of you are like, well, what if they don't actually watch it? That's not who you're looking for. You're not looking for people who aren't serious enough to actually watch the information. So, you know, again, some will, some won't. So what? Next. That's the mentality. So as we launch, I want you to understand the numbers. Out of the 100 people that you reach out to, and this is the part where you let go of the emotions, because wisdom is understanding without the emotion. That's what wisdom is. And I've done this long enough to have the understanding without getting emotionally involved to the outcome. So when I reach out to my next 100 people, I'm very aware that half of those people are not going to respond. Half of those people are going to ghost me. Half of those people are just simply not going to, for whatever reason, they get caught up in the witness protection program, whatever it is, they're just not going to engage with my message. But I respect the numbers. You have to respect the numbers. Remember, there's a concept in this profession called Sinaloa, safety in numbers and law of averages. That is the acronym of Sinaloa. And you have to respect the numbers. So when you reach out to the 100, be okay with half of them not responding. Now, let's say 50 out of the 100 respond. You invite them to the presentation going on. It could be a live presentation. It can be a push play, whatever it is that you utilize. And let's just say out of the 50 that agree to take a look at the information, at your very worst, you're going to close 1 out of every 10. There's a saying that if you get 3 out of 10, then just like in the Major League Baseball league, if you're scoring a 300 or more, you're making millions of dollars. In our profession, if you can close 3 out of 10, you can make millions of dollars in this profession. No income claims here, but I just want you guys to know that that is high level skill. So let's just say 1 out of every 10. If you show 50 people the information, you are bound to get at least 5 people signed up. Now, for some of you, you have to make up in numbers what you lack in skill and credibility. There are many of you that are starting out with maybe not the best credibility. Remember, you will either be rewarded or punished for the life you lived prior to your network marketing career. I'll say that again for those of you in the back. You will either be rewarded or punished for the life you lived prior to your network marketing career. So some of you are starting on enemy territory. Some of you are starting on the 50-yard line. Some of you are starting in the red zone. Okay, so keep in mind that you don't want to compare your chapter 1 to Ben's chapter 25, to Josh's chapter 25. You may be chapter 1, you may be chapter 5, and that's okay. But you make up in numbers what you lack in skill and what you lack in credibility. So you continuously go through the numbers. So the goal is very clear: 100 reach outs by the 1st. Okay, next week, we're going to let whoever's training next week, we're going to bring up and ask you guys how it's coming along. And we're going to know based on the new sales. Okay, so we're also going to be engaging on the Elite Synergy Facebook group, all of that stuff. But we want to know how this 100 Reach Out Challenge is going for you. Okay, we may even have some testimonials coming in to kind of share for people who are engaging, playing full out. Okay, but this is for the people who want to engage at an all-time level. And as we get ready to bring this thing in for a landing, I just want to make sure that I cover everything here. Now, I remember... a great friend of mine said, in this business, the enemy in this business is a blank calendar. The enemy in this business is a blank calendar. You have to get really good at filling up your calendar. So the more people, the more prospects that you have on your calendar, the better. Operate by a schedule. Let your schedule be your boss. Every single day, dedicate the same 1 hour out of the day, the hour where you have the most energy, the most motivation, and stick to that 1 hour. It's not about the amount of time you put in. It's about the amount of people you show with the little time that you have. Okay, so my second recommendation is, when you're reaching out to your people, have a follow-up list. Again, you have to inspect what you expect. So anybody that you share the information with, they're going to either tell you they're ready to get started or they need some time. Okay, and for those who need some time, put a reminder on your phone. I'm always setting a reminder. Hey Siri, remind me that Steve is set to follow up with him in 2 weeks. That way, when you follow up with them, you're being a professional. It's not weird. It's not you being desperate. Remember, people smell desperation like a dog smells fear. So you never want to give needy vibes. You're being a professional because they told you to follow up with them in 2 weeks. But you have to write it down. Too many people leave so much money on the table because they don't understand that the fortune is in the follow-up. Okay, so That is definitely my biggest recommendation is as you go through your 100 reach outs, as you start sharing the information with your people, reach out to us. If there's anything that we can do to support, if you have any questions about this whole process, we're accessible. We're here to help you guys. We want to help you get to this next level. So as I get ready to close out, I just want to say this, guys. This last 90 days that my wife and I have been launching, we've been having the most fun that we've ever had in this business. It's been fun, and you have to have fun in this business. And I mentioned on the stage that we always take a day off as well. Now, just know that if you take a day off over the next 10 days, you have to make up for it. Okay, so you may go 10 people a day, and that's cool, or you may do 20 people over the course of 5 days. And I can tell you right now, we had days that we reached out to 50 people over the course of one day. All right. But just don't get to the point where you're overwhelmed with so many messages coming in and you're not responding. Clear your calendar, set a time to clear your calendar at least once a day, and set an hour of the day to do your prospecting or your reach outs. And then, of course, set your time to invite people to the live webinar. Okay. So as I get ready to close, I just want to say this. This has been an incredible journey, and just know that professionals understand that you need at least 30 personals to really win at a high level. Some people make a ton of money with less than 30. Some, it may take 100 people, but on average, the people who go to make full-time income here put in at least 30. The process, it may suck, right? But suffer fast, get it over with, rip the damn Band-Aid off. And get to it, because it's so much better when you do it fast. I can assure you right now, if you take the long, arduous approach, you're going to notice a lot of the noise. But when you move at that sonic boom mentality, that sonic boom tempo, where you're drowning out all the noise, you're going to have so much more fun in this business. I can assure you that. And I'm excited to get in the trenches with you guys. So for those of you who are ready to commit 100 reach outs, okay, when you get it done, reach out to me and let me know, Josh, I reached out to my 100. I reached out. Maybe we'll do a call or something for you guys. Ben, are you down to do a special like mastermind for people who actually follow through?
I would love nothing more than to do that, because
Let's get it. Let's get it.
It's a commitment, and literally, like, yeah, absolutely. Let's do that.
All right. So what we're going to do is drop a 100 in the chat if you guys are in to change your life, to change the trajectory of your generational lineage, your family tree, to live a life of freedom, to live a life that you truly want to live. Guys, for those of you who are sick and tired of being sick and tired of building someone else's dreams, for those of you who are tired of traffic jams, for those of you who are tired of alarm clocks, I'm telling you, the juice is worth the squeeze. How does it, like, I remember a mentor of mine, he once said this. He said, how does it feel to know that the rich dude is outworking you? How does it feel to know that you're being outworked by people who don't even need it as bad as you do? This is the time. Lock in. Why are you doing this business? And for us, we burned all the boats. We made a commitment to our kids. We wanted to show them what it looked like for mommy and daddy to pursue their dreams. And because we burned all of the damn boats, that's why we got the job done. So I see all of the commitments, right? And the challenge ends on the 1st. So midnight going into the 1st. This is just for this month, okay? So 100 reach outs. We see all the names. For those of you who are putting 100, we're gonna, Ben, we got to get these screenshot right here. I'm gonna go through every single one.
I'm going through them right now.
We're gonna go through everyone. Don't drop no 100 in that if you're not about this life. But for those of you who are about it, let's make it happen. I look forward to seeing the growth coming out of this 10-day challenge. And, I look forward to partnering with a lot of you guys. I'll also be dropping my presentation from time to time in the Elite Synergy group. So you guys can even plug into what we have going on, but we are here to support you. Let's build a dynasty and let's take it to the next level. Ben, you have any final words, brother?
No, that's it. Hey, we're going to put a post in the Elite Synergy Facebook group about the Club 100. And so let's make sure you guys comment in there. We'll post a replay of this actual Zoom in there as well. We love you guys. We appreciate you. Thanks you for allowing us to have this stage to be able to pour into you so you can pour into others. And we'll see you on next week's call. Let's make it happen. God bless and good night.
Take care. God bless, guys. Let's make it happen. 100 reach out challenge. See you guys next week.